What's going on, YouTube? Heavy Metal Hotep back with another video for you guys. Hope everybody had a great day. Is having a good night. So, yeah, before we get started, I want to make sure that you guys like, share, and subscribe. Most importantly, guys, make sure you guys subscribe because I am trying to build up my subscriber count and not too far away from the goal of at least getting to 60 likes, well, 60 subscribers. But yeah, it's a slow crawl, but we're getting there. Ultimately trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So, make sure you guys share that video. Make sure that you guys are subscribed and turn on post notifications to click that bell if you haven't already. So we're just going to get right into it. So tonight's episode is about making sure and understanding what you want in life. Basically, what is it that you're passionate about? What is it that is an ultimate goal for you? Something that you can essentially make a career out of, right? Something that you aspire to do that's going to help you get to the places that you want in life, get to the goals and achieve the goals that you want to get out of life. So basically understanding what you want out of life, it's going to help you navigate your goals. It's going to help you kind of get a starting point as to what it is that you enjoy doing, or something that you would enjoy doing as, say, a career. And it doesn't have to be something that, everyone does. It doesn't have to be something that's traditionally a career, right? It could be something in the arts, prime example, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to do music, and I do music. I do music, I released an album with an old band, an ex-band that I was in. The album was called A Man Called Martyr. For those of you that don't know, and I imagine that some of the viewers definitely have heard me mention this band, Edge of Chaos, right? And I'm sure that you guys have, seen, whether it be on Facebook or Instagram, me promoting them. When I was part of the band, technically promoting us, right? And what I was doing with them. So essentially, that's a goal of mine, right? That's the goal that I am trying to inch towards, as far as doing it for a living, right? And the time that I actually did spend with like a band, that like a cohesive unit that did have a focal point that they were trying to achieve. Basically we just, we were doing our thing, we were gigging up until, what happened in 2020. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Not going to say it, but stupid 19. Anyway, so essentially what we would do is, we would gig, we'd practice, we'd write, and all that hard work that we put in, it turned into, I would say, a really well-written album, And obviously, like I said before, it's my ex-band, so I'm not really part of what they do anymore. There's another band I'll be joining. And if you know, then but I'm not going to say anything right now. Obviously I still have to audition and everything like that. But if you know for those of you that are watching that know anything about me in the past, you might have an idea what that band is. It was a band that I originally founded and was a part of. But going back to understanding what you want in life. So how do you do that, right? How do you get to understanding what it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you want out of life? Brad Marcus says, "Hey man." Hey, what's up, Brad? I already asked if you would be watching. appreciate you watching. Appreciate you checking out the stream, man. Um, yeah, if you're watching, guys, make sure that you share the video. Share it. See if you can get other people in here. We can all discuss and talk about understanding what you want in life, right? So I would say don't be afraid to try new things, right? Don't be afraid to come across something that you might not have done before or you might not have experienced before. Maybe one of your friends wants to, I don't know, take you along for a certain activity, and this specific activity you might not have even thought about doing, right? Or going to a certain, place, being in a certain atmosphere that you never really experienced before. Don't be afraid to do that, right? Excuse me. Because at the end of the day, I mean, you never know what you're going to find and what you're going to be inspired to do, right? You never know, like, what you're going to experience while you're doing these things, or you're in this specific type of environment or atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might want to do music, but you might not really know that for sure. It might be something that you would say, if you were asked, you'd say, oh, I'd like to do it, but you might actually want to get out there and do it. But maybe that extra little push, maybe it took, going to see a band that you're into live or something like that, for you to kind of think, you know what? I'm going to be up there one day. I want to do what this person's doing, especially knowing that they get, paid to do it and it's a career for them. Different things like that. And that's just an example. It could be really a bunch of different things, Could be just going to an art gallery, Could be maybe sitting in on some type of meeting that your friend might be a part of, and you might be interested in the same field that they're into, and whatever that may be, and maybe you shadow him or something like that. Maybe the job allows for that. But all in all, you want to make sure that you are trying new things, you are experiencing different things, because you never know where inspiration can come from a bunch of different places. Ideas come from a bunch of different places and different things that you just might happen to do. So don't be afraid to try new things, because that definitely can help you understand what it is that you want to, what it is that you want to get out of life, and what it is that you might have to do to get that, right? So talking about discovering new things, and while talking about trying new things, be like a sponge, right? Like, while you're there, either experiencing something, or maybe you're with a friend and they take you out to go, try something new, do something new. Definitely, have a good time, but also kind of like be like a sponge and take in the information, as much as you can, right? There's nothing wrong with understanding, okay, I don't know anything about this, but I'm willing to learn. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Definitely pay attention to certain things, the atmosphere that you're in, or whatever it is that you're doing, and just, take in new info, discover new info, ask questions, learn more. Because, I mean, when you think about it, if you are sitting there learning about new things, for all you know, this new information that you come across, now you might be thinking about, all right, well, maybe I should give this a try, or maybe I ought to, do this again sometime, and now that I know more about it, you might be able to have a better experience, right? Yeah, being like a sponge when it comes to new environments, trying new things, just taking in information, just, like a good skill I would say to have for that is active listening, right? Like, if your friend or wherever you're at, if there's someone speaking or whatever, they might be giving out information about what it is that you're experiencing, or, what it is, whatever new thing it is that you're trying. And you want to understand that when you're actively listening, you're listening to what the person is saying, not necessarily to respond, but just to take in the information and process it, technically that is what listening, technically is, right? So, and one other thing, guys. Anyway, that's just getting in here. Um, don't forget to like, make sure you're all subscribed, turn on those notifications, click that bell, and share this video, right? Again, want to get that subscriber count up there, and I'm definitely gonna need you guys' help doing that. We're climbing steadily, and we're gonna keep growing, right? As long as you guys are in here watching the video, sharing them, we're gonna keep growing. And I mean, motivation, right? Everyone needs motivation to do something, right? And this channel, really, this podcast is about finding out what that is for you personally, right? Like, it's going to be different for everyone. Not everyone's going to have the same motivation. Not everyone's going to be motivated equally. But at the end of the day, there's no reason to not try and find that, right? Or if you already have been, but maybe you slipping or slacking, or whatever, rediscover that. There's no reason to not, get there and try to really figure out what it is that you want to do, going right into, what do you want to get out of life? What are the steps that you need to take to get it? So another way you can discover and figure out what you want to do in life, I would say seeing new places, right? Like, this is all going into, again, trying new things, discovering new things. Like I was saying earlier, might be an atmosphere, might be you getting invited to a place that you don't normally go to. Get out and see new places. It goes right into trying new things. Get out, see new places. If you get the opportunity, travel. Experience different areas, different places. Because again, like I was saying earlier, you never know where inspiration is going to come from. So, I mean, why cheat yourself, right? Why not get the creative juices flowing? Why not be able to expand different ideas that you have, and maybe even discover new ones? You know what I'm saying? Like, just traveling different places. And it doesn't have to be, I'm not saying even states, right? Like, it could be, just a different county, different area that you normally don't go to, right? See what those different areas have to offer. If it's new to you, there's it doesn't have to, like, there's no rule that says, like, oh, well, if you do this, you got to make sure that it's, a different state or a different country. I mean, yes, more than likely you're going to find places vastly different than what you're used to, but you can find different places right in your freaking, right in like another county or two counties over, places, the north part of where your state or anything like that. Like, I'll tell you right now, and for all my Jersey people, like, I don't even got to tell y'all already know. I mean, North Jersey is vastly different than South Jersey, and then we can argue about Central Jersey. But, that aside, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it can be in the same. You don't even have to leave the state. Now, I highly encourage it because, I mean, as someone who has, traveled to different states myself, a number of them, predominantly on the East Coast and down south, haven't been in like the, middle part of the U.S., or the Midwest, or especially the West Coast, but that's on the bucket list too. Got some people out there that I'm going to visit. But anyway, yeah, it can be just a different part of your state, and you can find that there's like a whole different atmosphere, right? There's a whole different atmosphere than what you thought or what you're used to from where you're from, even in like the surrounding counties. Like, you could go, telling you, if you're from North Jersey, you come down to South Jersey, you're going to experience a lot of different stuff than what you're used to. And same thing if you go up north, right? Like, but I'm telling you, Jersey natives, we already understand that. Whether you're from north, south, or central, whatever, we already understand that. But that's got to be used as an example because it's true. Like, you're going to experience a different type of atmosphere, and I would even say possibly different culture, right? Still Jersey, but it's not the same Jersey, right? So definitely make sure y'all get out there and, travel, even if it's just, a different part of your state. It doesn't even have to be like outside of the state or outside of the country. Obviously, I highly suggest that. Going outside the country is next on my list. I haven't done that yet, but it's going to happen. And part of that's why I do music, because I'm going to be able to travel and actually see new places and just get to see places that most people really won't, or just don't have the opportunity to see, or in places they don't have the opportunity to go to, really. I mean, it's exciting, right? Like, for me, that's exciting because I like to travel. I like to experience new places and visit new places and, new atmospheres and just different cultures. I think that's dope. That's something that I really enjoy doing. By the way, guys, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Again, click that bell. And yeah, turn on notifications. So I would say that, to wrap all this up in a nice little bow, right? I would say if you want to become inspired, if you are just lacking, looking for inspiration, but nothing's just coming, right? Like I was saying earlier, new places, new experiences, new things to do, new things to try, new places to see. That's a good way to try and get those creative juices flowing. Just getting out, going somewhere, doing something. Not focusing on necessarily being inspired, but like just focusing on a new experience, and we already talked about how that can be in a few different forms. But I definitely think that like doing some of those things it can help you, be inspired and go back and go to whatever it is that you're working on, or trying to figure out, what is the thing, or the things that you want to get out of life. I think that what you can do is try, you can, and if you want to try to draw inspiration from these new things or places that you're going to or experiencing, you can try. But if it flows naturally, you know what I'm saying, just let it go, right? Let it flow, man. Because if it flows naturally, it's going to feel different, right? You're going to feel like you were supposed to be there in a sense, right? Or that you were supposed to experience this new thing or this new area, that you were supposed to basically do exactly what you're doing, especially if it comes naturally, because you're going to think, wow, man, if I had not been here, and I wasn't even expecting it to or looking for it, but had I not been here, had I not done this, who knows if I've got inspired when I did or how I did. Certainly not if you're doing it a different way or you're doing it at all. If you're even getting out there, don't. And some people, they tend to be, homebodies or whatever, and that's cool, but at some point I would say that your environment has a lot to do with your inspiration, I would say. And I would say there's only so much you can really get out of being a shut-in. There's only so much inspiration you can get out of the environment that's around you, that you tend to be in most of the time. At some point, you are going to have to get out there and experience new things, try new things, see new places, even meet new people. You never know, like, what's going to inspire you, who's going to inspire you, or even just what random thing's going to happen, and you might draw inspiration from that. You honestly never know. And you're not going to know unless you actually get out there and do new things and try new things. Like, for instance, you might come across some new information that you weren't privy to before. Same thing with a situation, especially if it's a random occurrence. Feel me? And I can guarantee you that, like, doing these things, you will have something to take away from it. Whether you notice it or not, whether you know it or not, I honestly think that you're going to have something to learn from doing these things, right? These things can definitely give you ideas, definitely can strike curiosity and, new thoughts, new questions. And all in all, when you think about it, that is definitely something that will can help inspire you, right? It's something that you can draw inspiration from because you've experienced new things, you've tried new things, you have been in new situations that you weren't previously in or wouldn't have been in had you just kind of said, nah, fuck it, I'm gonna just stay here. Nah, I'm gonna chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might not always feel like getting out and doing something, and that trust me, I definitely get that, right? I definitely get that. But when it comes to, I guess you could say, some type of purpose, right? When it comes to just understanding what it is that you want to get out of life, and you might be stuck having a hard time figuring out how to do that. These things, experiencing new things, going different places, new places, meeting new people, definitely can help spark inspiration, you know, or reignite inspiration. So that's all I got for you guys tonight, and hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, I know I keep, saying this, but I got to. There was times in videos where I completely forgot, didn't say it at all. But, I want to make sure that y'all are subscribed. I want to make sure that y'all, like the video. If you do, sorry guys, I'm beat. But yeah, man, like the video, share, especially if you guys enjoy the content. Make sure that you're subscribed, turn on those notifications, because again, we're trying to get to more and more subscribers as much as we possibly can. My goal is I'm trying to get to 1,000. Get to 1,000, then I could really start, doing some interesting things with YouTube. But yeah, until then, hope everybody has a peaceful, prosperous, and productive day tomorrow, as well as tonight. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, y'all.